Fact.
Doesn't matter.
All right, getting it off.
Actually, with the video off, if you do Max Headroom, we'll be cracking up.
The video off.
Yeah, because your head kind of comes up, and it's pretty cool. Good morning, everybody. This is Marco, Max Headroom, and Chris Keefe.
Good morning.
So today we have kind of a bridging show. We're going to be talking about stuff that's stuff that I need.
We're going to talk stuff. Yeah, Marco needs
So this is
stuff.
Marco's Technology SOS.
Yeah,
You know,
stuff for Marco. Marco's stuff show.
so I've gone to 3 phones in the last week.
You've got through 3 phones?
Yeah. So my phone starts saying searching. It loses the cellular that goes through, and so I've got the 3 phones, and I figured out that something with the phone itself. So I started from blank, and now I am just trying to put all my passwords back into every freaking application. Chris, it's not funny.
No, it's not funny. I've been through that more times than I can share with you. I finally got a stable build of my S5 that it's actually working as it should, so I'm very happy.
Just tell me, Marco, that you're not using 3 passwords for everything.
3 passwords? No, just the one.
Oh, okay.
Isn't your password Swordfish for everything?
Yeah, Swordfish, that's it.
But the S is... Well, I shouldn't have said that on the air, huh? You gave up the secret.
Swordfish, but the I's are 1.
Yeah, the S is a dollar. The S is a dollar sign. Let's not forget that.
That's right.
Because no hacker ever thinks he's using a dollar sign for an S.
I'm talking about hackers. Good morning, Steve. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Steve?
Steve is muted. He's muted.
I think he's speechless.
No, he's just muted.
No, he's busy typing in swordfish.
So I've been rebuilding that phone, and and I was thinking about using the beta on the
iOS 9 beta.
And I'm like, yeah, that's what I need, another freaking problem. But
They'll probably fix your old problems, and you'll find all new ones then.
Windows Phone with Cortana.
You know, I was actually in the Microsoft store yesterday. They have this really cool keyboard I want to buy. It's like folds into nothing. But you know, going back to the iPhone,
Wait, you went to a Microsoft store and didn't burst into flames?
It's true.
That's why he's wearing a red T-shirt today.
Yeah, I was the only. It's orange. Please fix your computer. Talking of which, you must be using a Microsoft computer. That's why you can't see it's orange.
That's right.
So I went to the Microsoft store. I was the only one in there.
Personal shopping at its best.
Yeah, I literally had like 7 guys ask me if I needed help.
Did you give each one a different answer?
No. I said, I had my daughter with me. I said, "Can you really help me? Really? You can help me? Really?" I was like, But anyway, so I built the phone, and I'm figuring out that I need a couple of things. Steve, remember we were using that program Tempo?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the one that Salesforce unceremoniously bought and destroyed.
Those bastards.
Yes.
So now I need a new one.
Yeah, I need one too.
Okay. So
I've been trying the one that Chris recommended. It's okay.
Which one was that?
It is this Mobile Day, I think, is what it was.
Oh yeah. No, I love Mobile Day.
Yes, yeah, I tried it, and it doesn't do what Tempo was doing.
No, it had some of the functionality, but not all of it.
Yeah.
You guys ever play with AnyCal or AnyDo?
No, I tried because those are just see what Tempo did. It was more of an assistant, right? So what Tempo would do is it would look at your calendar and say, "These are the people going to your meetings. Here's all the emails that you guys have gone back and forth with." It would look at their LinkedIn profile. It would do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Android natively now does a lot of that in your phone and calendar app. Not a ton of it, but it does a fair amount of it. Like when I get a phone call, I see the last few emails and or text messages that I've had with that person,
Yeah.
so they show up right on the screen, which is pretty cool, actually.
Tell you the last time you talked to them, all that kind of crap.
Yeah, it's helpful. I think it's evolving. Every time they come out with a new version, it's getting a little more invasive, so you find more information out.
It doesn't incorporate LinkedIn,
No, not yet.
and I kind of don't see that happening anytime soon. But
No.
let's see, there are a couple of standalone apps that will pull in LinkedIn for your meetings and things like that. There's one with a funny name. It was a weird name like Arthur or something like that. I gotta look it up. It will send you an email an hour ahead of a meeting and give you the LinkedIn profiles of everybody, and then also it cross-references, so it says you and Fred both like skiing, or something like that.
That's kind of neat. Have you guys tried Connected? The LinkedIn app Connected?
That sucks. I
Yeah,
hate
it's
that
terrible.
thing.
I don't know if it's the same on the Android, but it's absolutely terrible on the iPhone.
I don't.
I like to call it a swing and a miss, but it's an interesting concept. It just doesn't do what it's supposed to do, really.
I don't get it. I don't get that app at all. I just like it's something like you waste your time while, I don't know, while doing your morning routine, but you know what I'm saying.
It's a time suck. I tried to make it part of my morning routine, and after 2 days I gave up on it. But what I found that was kind of neat is every once in a while it actually alerts me to a meeting that comes up and tells me the profiles of the people that are going to be in those meetings, which is helpful. But it's very inconsistent. It doesn't seem to work often. I don't know what it's keying off of.
LinkedIn is usefulness, but when they go one step above LinkedIn in this repository of people, they just don't get it. They just fail. I mean, I know you guys. Well, I know Steve posts on LinkedIn, but that's like a black hole when you post on LinkedIn.
Yeah, now they separated the whole way you post, right? They have you can do a stats update or you can write a post.
Yeah.
And it's screwy the way that they did it, I think.
Yeah, and I know
It's very confusing.
I know, Chris, you use the Sales Navigator. I have not been able to make any value out of that thing.
The app sucks, but the web application it's used is useful.
Yeah, the web app for Sales Navigator is very useful. As long as you drop your prospects and your contacts into it, and all, it's looking for opportunities to connect and everything like that. And then they also produce a weekly social selling index that tells you how you're doing on making connections and taking advantage of the opportunities that LinkedIn presents you. The only challenge with it is that it's locked inside of LinkedIn, and so
It's a big challenge.
we use another app called Sales Loft, and Sales Loft is a Chrome plugin, and it works with LinkedIn and Salesforce to fill the gap. And what Sales Loft does is it does email and phone lookups for you, and it does it against your LinkedIn connection field, as well as anybody you look up in Google on Chrome, and it's connected to Salesforce. So you can say, grab this LinkedIn contact, push them over to Salesforce for me, and then in the middle you can say, find a phone number for this guy, and it gives you a red, yellow, green on telephone and emails. So LinkedIn doesn't give you phones and emails unless you're connected.
Yeah.
And so the beauty of this is you can say this is a prospect, but use SalesLoft to go out and find phones and emails. And if it knows the email works because somebody else uses it, then it gives you a green. If it's interpolating based on what it can find, or it's communicating with other people in the organization, it'll give you a yellow, and if it's just making a guess, then it gives you a red. But
It's usually expensive.
SalesLoft, no.
How expensive is it?
$325 a month.
It's like 25.
There's a company that says $325 a month.
Chris has some kind of code that he put in.
Ah,
No,
Yeah,
I think
business.
we did a bulk purchase for the Salesforce. So
Oh, that's probably why.
That's why.
It's the ELA model, right?
yeah,
Enterprise license.
it's a lot. It's
Either that or you might have got the max headroom discount.
Yeah.
But so that plus LinkedIn Sales Navigator, gives us a really good set of tools that you can find somebody. You can find just about anybody. So, I mean, I'm in a unique position because we're working strictly in social media.
Mhm.
So everybody I want to talk to is on LinkedIn.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, that's great. I'll have to look at this. Looks interesting, but I don't know. It's kind of expensive.
It works pretty well. If you're trying to build lists, it's good at that.
I'll have to look at this. But yeah, as I said, so I'm back to using the iPhone calendaring app, and the biggest promise of tablets and iPhones was taking notes. I've not been able to do that. I don't have any. I mean, I use Evernote. I use the notes that come with it.
You don't use OneNote, do you? You use the iPhone notes, or?
I use the iPhone notes.
I don't have anything that does OneNote.
I use Evernote. I like Evernote.
But I don't use it well enough. I really don't. I mean, it's like the UI sucks. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of a crappy UI. I've thought about switching to OneNote because it really integrates well with this Surface, but I think its interface is even worse than OneNote, or than Evernote. So it's the only thing keeping me from changing.
And I can actually get OneNote now on any device, but it's clunky.
Yeah.
And you have to bring like everything that Microsoft has ever written along with you.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, do not install Skype for Business.
I'm sorry?
Whatever you do not install Skype for Business.
Oh my God.
Skype for Business?
Now, is that the new link?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely atrocious. It's 3 steps back from Skype, and it's horrible.
Well, that's because.
How many steps to public is it though?
Well, you have to understand what they did. They didn't take Skype and move it into it. What they did is they took Link and renamed it.
Yes.
And Link was atrocious.
Yeah.
You can't do it because Link, when they want you to do the unified communication, and you just can't.
Yeah.
No.
You got to have that infrastructure in place to support that thing to do anything with it. Yeah, it's useless for any kind of small business.
Now HP is all in. HP uses Skype for Business all in, and it's all connected up.
Well, they use Aruba, which HP just bought, right? Aruba Networking. They're all Skype. They're all Link, and they've got it working well. There's several companies that are using it, and I've dialed bridges with the partners and whatnot, and then it wasn't a horrible experience as long as you were coming from within a Microsoft machine.
Yeah, if you go full in and pick that as your unified communications scheme and hook it up with your IP phone and hook it up with your with your PC and the whole everything else, then you're good. But if you're just trying to use it for the way you use Skype, it's atrocious.
It's useless for that. It's 100% useless.
Marco, what's the problem with note taking that you're not finding a solution in Evernote, the most popular note taking on the planet?
And it's funny because I went back and forth. Truthfully, I went back and forth with the ex-CEO of Evernote for a while, and we were talking, and he also said that the adoption of Evernote is a slow one. People don't just take Evernote and start using it, and it's like this thing that you have to go do, right? So it doesn't do to-dos very well. It doesn't do. It's almost like a free-form post-it note. You know what I'm saying? It's like a free-form post-it note.
So like to do reminders is what you're looking for?
It doesn't do that at all.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? So if you
Are you looking to collaborate, or are you looking to stand alone?
standalone to begin with, but Evernote can actually collaborate. You and I used to collaborate on Evernote, if you remember the old days of this podcast, right?
Yeah, my wife and I collaborate on lists of things for the new house.
That's great, but Steve, why? I mean, do you have a problem using Evernote? Do you use Evernote all the time, Steve?
I use it a lot. I mean, it's it's okay. I mean, it's. I think it's just one of those quirky things where once you kind of get used to it, you can.
That's what he said too.
Yeah, you make the most of it. But I mean, yeah, it's quirky.
Have you watched the videos and stuff?
I did, but
No, I haven't.
I think that the biggest thing, the biggest problem for me is the UI. To me, I don't like the UI. Every time you can't find your notes. You have to go to your notebooks. Your centerpiece is always different. It just, and I have it on everything.
Yeah, I think the latest incarnation of the UI is not as good as the last version.
I would agree with you on that. Yeah.
Without a question. It's more confusing. They tried to make it simpler, and they just made it more confusing.
Yeah.
I continuously don't find where my notes are, and then all the notes that come in, like if you have integrations, they all come into one place. Then you have to go back into that place and move it to another notebook.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fundamentals of Evernote are solid. They work well. The execution of Evernote is less than optimal, and I think that there's nothing else out there. That's why people use it. But
Well,
it's okay.
cross-platform. To me, it's the cross-platform and that are the things that bring it home.
Yeah.
So what I've been using is Workly. It's free.
I was playing with it. You recommended it a few weeks ago. I wasn't thrilled with it personally.
Because why weren't you thrilled with it?
That's the one that automatically kind of helps you generate your outlines, right? Isn't that the gist of it?
That's all it is, just an outline.
It's an outline generator. So I thought it was kind of cool, but it was just another app that I just didn't want on my phone. There's too many apps already.
That's what the problem is. The other problem is you can't, like, I have a lot of information in there. Finding it is a problem.
What about exporting it if you decide you want to switch to something else? Is there a way to dump it out to a CSV or something?
Yeah, you can easily dump it out, no issues. You can export into any kind of you want. You can do a markup and everything else.
Oh, well, that's good. I didn't get that far with it because I was just like, I'm just to see the point of making outline after outline after outline for everything.
And that's, it's got a Chrome extension. It's multi-platform. It's on everything. And the other thing I was thinking, maybe using Slack. I don't know. Maybe if Slack is my answer.
Yeah, Slack works pretty well too.
As a note taker?
I don't know if I'd use it necessarily as a note taker, but as collaboration, it certainly is great.
Yeah. Are you using Slack in your org, Steve?
Yes. Our DevOps team uses it, so they use it like crazy. They love it. They love it. They love it.
I personally have been flipping back and forth between Evernote across all platforms that I use and Google Docs, where I'll just quickly pop open a Google Doc and use it when I'm on the fly.
So that's the other thing. I'm not in front of my computer like you guys.
Yeah,
Well, I'm running
that's-
around. I do it on my phone when I'm traveling. I just pop open my phone and go right to the Google app.
Oh,
And
that's right. He doesn't have an Android. Okay.
Yeah, but Google Docs is the same thing on my iPhone.
Yeah, mostly.
And you might find this shocking. I think my next phone's going to be the Samsung Flip.
Really?
the Flip,
What?
they have a Flip Android phone.
Yeah.
I saw that just a few weeks ago. I was reading about it.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Chris, you got to keep up with the times if you're going to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
You can also get Cortina on Android. I don't know if you knew that.
I don't want Alexa, Cortina, and Siri, and Google Voice can just go date themselves, if you know what I'm saying.
I think they should date each other and we'll see what come out of it.
That's what my point is. I've actually changed Siri into a man's voice because my wife thought I was cheating on her. But at the end of the day, to me, the computer should be able to take notes and have calendaring, and it's failing on both of those. Even calendar, I mean, it's just nothing more. And this is a user issue. There's nothing more aggravating is when you're driving around and you're somewhere, you're walking around, and somebody's got a meeting starting, and they put that damn thing in the middle, like access code, or.
Well, that's what Mobile Day does.
But doesn't always do it, depending on
No,
how they
you're
do
right.
it.
Well, I mean, it's multi-vendor crap, right? It was working fine, and then they changed something, and now it stopped working with Join Me, which is pissing me off.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's interesting. Have you guys heard of Numerous?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
So I was reading an article yesterday or the day
I can't
before,
spell it.
which Numerous, and the premise, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was the Times.
Is that the online dictionary?
Say again.
What's numerous? This is numerous. Oh, okay.
Numerous
I got it.
Is I think the best way to explain it is take if this then that and combine it with a personal fitness kind of a thing and stuff. So the concept is that it grabs all the numbers that you're interested in and presents them to you in one place. So you want to follow some stocks, that's great. You want to follow Salesforce and what your organization is doing, that's cool. You want to plug it into it and get your finances from your company, you can do that. You want to find out how many followers you've got on Twitter and Facebook. You plug all this crap in, and it gives you, and then it'll sync with your Fitbit and tell you what's going on there. And so the concept is it manages all the numbers in your life in one place.
It's clever.
So
That is clever.
and there's
It's like
4 or 5
like a
different
business
apps
intelligence,
in the
like a business.
class.
Personal BI.
Yeah.
And the thing that I thought that was interesting was the Times said that the idea of there's an app for that. This is the killer for that concept, because who wants another app to do one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
I want an app that's going to do 17 things. And so I've just begun playing with it, and I really don't have crap on my Numerous yet, but it's an interesting idea. So,
By the way, looking at this thing, can we call the Apple Watch a flop yet?
I think so.
Well, depends on your definition of a flop. If you're steeped in reality, yeah.
I got to a bunch of people, and they're like, well, if it's a flop, look how much money they made on it. Right, because, the Scientology of Apple has bought it. Wait a second for the joke. Scientology of Apple 2, 3, 4.
You trying to say it's a cult or something? No.
Well, but you have that customer base that will buy just anything from Apple. The question is, will they use anything from Apple? It's not the buying. Who gives a crap if you buy it? Is a month later, 2 months later, you're still wearing it?
That's the thing. Yeah, because then the cult of Apple can get others to wear it, right, or buy it, or whatever it is. But
Maybe, I think personally, I think Apple's in trouble.
Yeah, I think I'd agree too.
Because there's only one thing that they sell, and that's the iPhone.
Yeah.
I think the iPad, is dead.
I don't know. I mean, you see pads everywhere.
Right,
I don't go to a restaurant anymore where they're not using a pad.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it. That's just a gimmick, right? 'Cause I was at the airport and I used the pad thing, and every couple of minutes the woman would come up and says, "What did you order?" So she didn't know that I ordered something on the iPad. Right? And I think it's just a gimmick. If you remove that iPad, and I saw it the other night, they had some Androids over at Applebee's that I went to. Great restaurant, by the way. You have to try it sometimes.
Is that a sponsor?
No. So I think that the iPad in the current format is dead. I think that if they come up with the 12.9 inch and you put a regular keyboard and you have the Surface.
Yeah, that's not Apple's deal. They're not really into copying other companies.
Right, but that was the Steve Jobs. This is a different company.
Yeah.
And this company here has got product over product. You have, if you look at the lineup now, you got the iPad. You got the iPhone. Then you got the fat iPhone that steps on the iPhone Mini. The iPad Mini that steps on the iPad. You got the Air. Then you got this new MacBook thing. They're exactly the same thing.
Do you know anyone who's bought the big iPhone? I have a lot of people that have actually switched back to the regular one.
No, I have a
It's
lot
mostly people who don't see very well.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all the old guys.
Yeah.
All my
I
ages.
actually have a guy who switched from the Galaxy 5 to the iPhone 6, and he loves it. But
I put a link in Skype for something I signed up for. I haven't been able to try it yet. I'm still on the wait list, but it's a pretty interesting concept.
I'm looking. What is it?
It's like an XAI. It's like an artificial assistant for your email and like calendaring.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the promise of
if you go to
that that still hasn't come through. I mean, we really need a serious PDA. We need a personal digital assistant.
Yeah.
And that's the next killer app to me.
Yeah. If you go to this thing, it's x.ai.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
Yeah, I'm actually there now.
I saw someone who was using it. It's pretty amazing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The thing doesn't tell you enough on this website.
No. There's a video somewhere that's you should watch.
Oh, you can click if you click on the what do you call it, on the phone. Click on the phone.
All right.
It kind of gives you the idea what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's Apple-centric.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
I don't believe that these things are Apple-centric.
No, I don't think it's Apple. I think it would work on Apple or Android.
Right now they're just showing the picture of the Apple, but
Yeah.
we'll give that some time and see what they come out with.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I haven't seen much evolution in the PDA, as you said, but I haven't seen an evolution since the days of Jot and the Palm Pilot. If you think about it, it really hasn't gotten that much better.
No, it hasn't. You've got Evernote and stuff like that, and I mean, Mobile Day takes a shot at it.
Yeah.
I use Mobile Day on a daily basis, but it's still not there.
Yeah.
And Google's all about Google Now, right? They're trying to just look at everything, scan your emails, scan everything that they can, and try to make some suggestions. But I got back from my vacation, and it's still all the flights that we looked at to leave for other weeks. I keep getting alerts that my flight's leaving soon, and it's coming back because I still have the old emails in my inbox somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, just stupid. I'm like, I don't need to know that the flight in Tel Aviv is late.
So it was the freakiest. So I was on Google and I was doing some searching for American Airlines, and it comes up and it goes, your American airline frequent flyer mile is. I'm like, whoa, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm doing some research on frequent flyer. I posted a couple of weeks ago this story about this guy that just lives on planes. And I was looking.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that article.
Yeah, did you read it?
Yes.
Is that the saddest thing you've ever read?
Yes, that is the saddest
That is the
thing I've ever read.
right. You just how old are your kids?
10.
Okay, so imagine like in 3 years just dropping them off at the airport and say, honey, I'll see you on the weekend.
Yeah.
The parents would drop off the kid who figured out how to scam frequent flyer mile, and he would fly all weekend long. He was like 13 years old. But anyway, I was doing research on him, and it comes back and goes, don't forget your frequent flyer mile.
Ha.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
I don't like the idea of them scanning my email and giving them back to me as searching, but whatever.
No.
So you're right. The PDA still haven't been cracked.
Well, I want a personal digital assistant that will help me take notes and file my notes in the right places. Tell me about the upcoming meeting. Tell me who's going to be there. Tell me something interesting about their background, about the history. Did we both go to a conference last year? All that kind of crap. All that stuff is there, and that was kind of the promise of Android, and it's not there yet.
Yeah.
But
No.
It's a long way off, too. I think we're looking at 5 or 10 years before we start seeing something that's actually truly useful.
yeah,
So 5 or 10 years is like might as well be 10 centuries.
I don't know why it would be 5 or 10 years.
No, it can't be.
I just haven't seen any evolution in this stuff. I mean, all I'm seeing is a bunch of data being thrown at me on a regular basis from supposedly intelligent software that is fundamentally not really useful.
I'll tell you why. That is. Because your experience is not the millennial experience, right? The millennials don't have any experience in this type of thing, so they can't come up with a startup to fix a problem they don't understand.
So let's give them all Palm Pilots and let them figure out what's missing.
I'll tell you the truth. If you give millennials Palm Pilots, they would have no use for it whatsoever. And if they did, they would think it's the greatest thing in the earth. Because if you go back to the Trio, I still think the Trio was, pretty cutting edge.
Yeah, but I mean, even like a Sharp Zero or something like that. Remember those things?
Yeah.
They were functional.
So that's a huge issue. That's what I'm trying to solve right now. I'm trying to figure out that maybe the Cortana, Siri, or Google. But what is the Google? Hey Google. Hey, by the way, a whole bunch of people on the listening just had their phone go off.
They have to say, "Okay, Google."
Okay, Google. So that's the evolution of our Alexa. By the way, Alexa is probably the best one out of all of them.
Alexa is the best what?
It's the best. You can talk to Alexa in an incredible way, and she does anything you want it to do. That's the Amazon Echo.
Oh, okay.
You can have it in the room right now, and you can say.
Did you get one of that?
Yeah, I had it for a while, but then I gave it back. It was a test unit.
That's the alpha. That thing is the alpha version of Skynet.
Yes. Yeah, it really is. I mean, you can sit here. You can actually like if my son would say, where's the ketchup, and they'll say, would you like me to order you ketchup?
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it understands like anything. Who was, like you're sitting on the couch and you're like, who was in that movie with this, and that, and Alexa will figure it out
Wow.
without you doing anything.
So,
See, that's what I expect out of a PDA.
yeah, but you want to be in control of when it's doing stuff. You don't want to. I don't like the idea of that because every time you make one of those requests, that information's going back to some server farm or cloud someplace, and someone has that data.
Yeah, I don't care about that anymore. I mean, I've given up on that.
Where'd I put that rabbit vibrator, honey? Yeah.
Wow,
They're
that just took a turn for the worst.
Right?
Yeah. This is a 30-minute warning podcast.
Podcast.
Jeez. So that's my problem right now. My problem with those two issues. The how do you take notes and how do you have a good calendaring app? I've not been able to solve it, and it doesn't look like we're going to solve it today either.
Well, Mobile Day, for me, solves the problem of getting on 26 different conference calls a day.
Yeah, it definitely works for that. It works very well for that. That's very helpful.
For me, actually, the most frustrating thing about Mobile Day is it's not on my PC.
Yeah, that, and I don't like its interface views that much, but I mean, it is good about getting on
It's clunky.
the conference calls.
The interface is clunky.
Oh, without a doubt.
Very clunky. I actually uninstalled it. It was kind of neat though. I got the gist of it.
The one button calling to me is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Because it's just I waste too many. There's too many goddamn digits to get into a conference call crap, and shit. And when you misdial twice, you get frustrated and all. So.
Try doing it while you're on the road, heading from one client meeting to another all the time. It's maddening. You're trying to dial into these things; they don't work.
Yeah, that's my issue.
So here's what I have done. If somebody doesn't send me an email, if somebody doesn't send me a request with a comma in it, I'll either deny it and I'll say I can't attend this because it doesn't have a comma in it, or I'll say please resend with a comma in it if it's a customer.
Yeah.
Right. That way you can just dial it from the screen.
I guess when you're as important and as in demand as Marco, then you can do that.
That's right. I haven't attained that level yet.
It's not that. No, it's just etiquette.
Yeah, I get tired of people putting, links in meetings that don't have HTTP in front of it, and so you can't even connect with that. But yeah. Same shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same stuff.
Just make the link so you can click it.
Yeah. Yeah.
For God's sakes.
And please don't even get me started on like WebEx and how antiquated that is.
Oh God.
Ugh.
Join me.
WebEx, go to a meeting. They all kind of talk.
Watch out! They're hiding in Chris's bushes back there.
Probably.
Wondering why he's not using WebEx right now.
The only one I
No,
do
we don't
like.
use WebEx. No, we use Join Me, and
I love it. Love
Join Me will generate the invite for you, but it doesn't put a # at the end of the number.
Yeah.
And it's like, for God's sake, you got to be kidding me, guys.
So Mark does sort of comments. Otherwise, Marco's never been on a Join Me call.
No, I love Join Me.
Okay.
I actually think that Join Me is the best one out there.
It's pretty good.
It's the fastest. It's the it's got good voice quality when you're using their IP phone. It's not feature rich, but I don't want it to be feature rich.
Yeah, when it gets feature rich, that's when it starts getting.
They become bloated. It becomes a bloated piece of software that you don't even need half the stuff that it does. It's annoying more than anything else.
Yeah.
So here we are.
So we've been talking way too long.
We have not solved any. Well, because these are real problems, right? I mean, we're talking about real problems.
So next weekend, let's start talking about the collaborative form to solve these problems.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. And we'll have a guest on next weekend too.
Great.
I'll send you guys the details on him.
Excellent.
All right, guys. This is Marco.
This is Chris.
And Dave?
And Steven.
And Max Headroom says goodbye and have a great day. Bye, everybody.